Hey everybody. Hey Sherelle.
Hi, John. How are you?
Hey, I'm on IG Live trying to get people. I'm sorry. I'm late, guys. I ran to the store and I didn't make it. I was not. I was running late, so I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. Hi everybody on Instagram. Come over to YouTube. I'm on my channel right now with Sherelle, and we'll be talking about
Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills, and maybe a little bit of Jersey, and maybe some New York, and maybe some 90 Day. I don't know. We're just really rolling. We're going fast and loose tonight, so that's how we're playing it. So come over to YouTube and come watch us there. Bye, everybody. Okay.
So I want to talk about this article that just came out on a Reality Blurb that Kyle says that the only reason people look at her as a villain is because Lisa Vanderpump painted her as a villain. First, we had Renna not being accountable for her actions, and now Kyle. What is wrong with these people, John? Why do they have to blame someone else for their troubles?
Like I said on your, by the way, guys, we had the best time today on Sherelle's channel talking about Jersey and talking about Beverly Hills. I laughed my ass off for 3 hours on 2 different lives. So if you haven't, go check out her channel and go look at those lives from today because they were hilarious. Gabor and Andrea and Perry, so much fun.
We have a lot of chemistry, all of us. We just do. People don't know that, and we act like that behind the scenes.
Yeah, like it was just yeah. And I like to play it fast and loose. I like to roll the dice, see what happens. But as far as Kyle, like I said at the end of your Beverly Hills recap, that I kind of just hope that Kathy takes over the show. Oh my gosh. And punts Kyle, and I hope that Kathy, you don't want Kyle to be out of work because then how's she going to get her nose jobs, right? Because we don't want her. And Sutton's going to move out of her rental for $20,000 a month, and we don't. Mauricio's had trouble with his, whatever kind of issues he's had with his realty
lawsuits. Yeah, his lawsuits.
So I think in the very least, Kathy can give Kyle a job doing housekeeping at a Hilton. Not like the DoubleTree.
Let's stop joking around. Let's be serious. John, how would you feel if you were Kyle and your sister comes on, right? They put her on camera the first episode. That's unheard of. If you're,
I was shocked to see Kathy on, and Crystal actually. Like I was like, wow, they busted in the friends right away. That never when is Bershawn? When is she going to be on?
She still hasn't been on yet. She doesn't know when. They just told her you would come on after a couple of episodes.
Is she technically a friend to somebody, or is she just a guest? Is she actually?
This is even worse. This is what happened to Sutton last year. You film full time, and they tell you a couple days before the season premieres, you're just going to be a friend of the show. Well, you've already filmed.
Because I saw the cast photo for Beverly Hills, and Crystal is in it. And so Crystal's only going to be a friend to the show, right? She's not going to.
No, she's full time.
Oh, she is.
Yeah, she replaced Teddy.
Okay,
you know that girl we don't miss.
Who? The snooze fest, Teddy.
Yeah. I know. I
mean, or did Sutton replace Teddy? Because Sutton was just a friend last year.
No, Sutton came. They gave her full time at the last minute because they're saying she's going to go after Erica and hold Erica accountable. So I guess she did a good job. So she should have been. Well, I didn't like Sutton at first. Did you like her last season?
I actually did. I thought she was funny, and when she was making fun of Dorit with the Capri room at Buca di Beppo, and she's like, "What is that place? Like the Olive Garden? I don't know what that place is. I never heard of it."
Now, be honest, John. This is a hard question for you because you are the Dorit ambassador.
This question: can you do this show in Stephanie's voice? I don't know if I could do Beverly Hills in Stephanie's voice. It just. Oh my God. I'm too busy in trouble with. Did you hear about that? By the way, we'll circle back to that. Did you hear about Stephanie and the?
I was supposed to do the story, and I just got tired. So she's in big trouble.
Well, let's circle back to Stephanie. What were you going to ask?
I was talking about Beverly Hills.
I know, and I totally lost my train of thought.
I can't remember what I was saying.
Well, guys, what were we saying? What was Sherelle about to ask me? Help me out. What was she about to say? Because it was a good. You were onto something, and then I screwed it up by.
I think I saying? Can you imagine being Kyle? How freaked out you would be?
It was something about Sutton, though. Sutton.
Oh, Sutton! At the last minute, they made her full time because she held Erica accountable, and probably made the show, but. I don't understand why the other girls, I'm talking about Renna, Dorit. This is what I'm going to say. I was going to say, you have to, even though you're the Dorit self-appointed ambassador.
Okay. Right, there we go. Okay.
Self-appointed. You have to realize that Dorit is a mean girl. Come on, John.
I could not stand Dorit. I didn't like her. And she grew on me, especially last season. Dorit grew on me. Because she was like the only one really sticking up for Denise, other than Garcelle. But
that's true.
But Dorit was the only like cast member who's been on the show that was sticking up for Denise, and that's what made me like warm up to her. I thought like that last season was Dorit's like redemption year, like where like they show a different side of her, and that's what made me like Dorit.
Dorit is so phony. Have you seen that high school picture of her going around?
Oh yeah,
she looks nothing like Dorit.
With the perm and everything.
Like she made herself into a Beverly Hills person. She was not born that way. She gave herself, what if I gave this accent, would I sound better? Like she's just from Connecticut.
She's from Connecticut. I don't know where she got that accent from because she's a world traveler, right? So she's been everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said on your channel before, I'm like, do you think that Dorit actually talks like Dorit when the cameras are off?
Probably not. You guys have listen. I never been to Connecticut. I've always wanted to move there. If you had to pick what was better, would it be New Jersey? Are you going to say New Jersey because you live there, or Connecticut?
Well, I like New Jersey. Like okay, Connecticut, New York, and New Jersey are all like kind of like it's called a tri-state area, and it's like kind of like just one region. It's like all kind of like one like.
Is that called New England?
No, Connecticut is technically part of New England. So New England is like Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. So that's New England. And then you have like this little strip of like Connecticut, and then New York City and Long Island and Jersey, which kind of forms like the tri-state area. So to me, Connecticut, New York, the lower part of New York, not upstate, and Jersey are kind of all the same state. That's how I feel about it. Like upstate New York is different. Like that's like the people in upstate New York don't consider the people down in the city in Long Island New Yorkers, and the people down here, we don't consider them New Yorkers. New York's a very weird state. But I don't know. I
always wanted to go to Connecticut. So one time I was watching.
Really nothing much in Connecticut. I mean, you have high Connecticuters. If you're watching,
what are they called? Connecticuters.
Connecticut. I don't know. I think Dorit needs to host Hillary Baldwin so they can compare fake. There you go. But Connecticut has Greenwich is very like bougie.
Wait, that's another question. Okay, why do they call Greenwich?
It's Greenwich.
It's a green in there. Green.
Like okay, in Manhattan, there's a street, and if you are not from New York, you would pronounce it Houston. It's spelled like Houston, like in Texas, but it's called Houston Street. I mean, it's just like weird, different pronunciations.
Weird.
But I mean, Connecticut's a small state. I mean, they have Mystic Seaport, and they used to have the Whalers. There's not much to Connecticut other than it's a state that most people. It's a suburb of New York, really, just like Long Island is. And
because I was watching MTV Cribs and I seen that 50 Cent used to live there.
50 Cent lived on Long Island, actually. He used to live in, I think, Rocky Point, and he lived very close to me at one point. We used to actually drive past his house when he had his house in Long Island.
He had a house in Long Island, too?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And then Barbara Streisand lives in Connecticut, the Queen.
I mean, a lot of celebrities who base themselves out of New York either live in Connecticut, like Greenwich, or Long Island, like Susan Lucci. Remember her for like, Erica Kane. She lives in
Erica
Garden
Kane.
City. A lot of them live, in the suburbs. It's not cheap. I mean, the further you go out, and like
here it's expensive.
But the closer to Manhattan you are, the more money it's going to be. That's that like, in New Jersey, like, all the housewives live in Bergen County. Well, most of them. And Bergen is like the most expensive county in New Jersey because it's like right across from the city. So it's like,
what trips me out about New York? Because I was going to go one day. And so
you've never been to New York?
Yeah, I've been to New York before.
Okay.
And I was going to get an Airbnb.
If you've been to New York, you should be missing Connecticut. You're good. Don't worry about it.
I almost moved to New York, but then I thought this is too much. I almost moved to Gramercy. Is it called Gramercy?
Yeah, you're good on that.
I almost moved there. But so I was going to get an Airbnb, and then their Airbnb was like people were like renting out like little spaces, like cubby holes in their house.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what? But they were still living there.
I had a friend who was so desperate to live in Manhattan that he, no joke, rented a walk-in closet in somebody's house that was big enough to put, like, I'm not even kidding you. And for $1,200 a month, a walk-in closet.
$1,200.
Yep. I mean, Manhattan, you can't. That's.
Are you guys out of your mind out there? So this Airbnb was like a little cutout space, no door, okay, not a bathroom. They were renting it out for Airbnb. I almost called the cops.
Yeah, no, like, I mean, and that's a steal. It was probably considered a steal, probably.
Well, why? Okay, why do New Yorkers think it's the best? It's kind of overcrowded and overpriced.
Oh, it's very overcrowded and it's very overpriced. That's why people live in the suburbs. Plus, like I lived in New York, in this area my whole life. Well, most of it, and I lived in Florida for like a bit, but I would never want to live in the city, like ever. Like that's not my speed. I to have a car is almost impossible. Like, okay, talk about how you want to have a car on top of paying your rent. Then you have to pay for a parking spot, and that's pretty much as much money as your rent or your mortgage is to have have a parking spot for your car. Yeah, it's really, really expensive, and no, I'm not like I like going into the city. Into Manhattan, but I would never want to live there.
But I was thinking about going to New York in October with you, and we could go to BravoCon. Do you heard about the BravoCon that's coming up?
Oh my God, I'm down. Imagine the coverage we could have covering BravoCon.
Yeah, because it's in October too, so it's not too hot in New York anymore.
October is beautiful because it's like nice, like back to school weather, like just like wear like a nice windbreaker. It's nice. It's like 70 during the day, then like 50s at night. It's just like nice fall weather. I would love to go to BravoCon. I think we should do it. I just know that.
And get a hotel at Times Square at the Marriott Marquis in the middle of Times Square.
Why don't we ask Kathy Hilton to hook us up?
Oh my God. I don't know. That would be funny.
Come on, between the two of us, we got to have somebody who can get in touch with Kathy Hilton to hook us up with a room. I mean, come on.
No, I mean, the only bad thing about staying there, I think I told you this once before. I was like on the 100th floor. And I'm scared of heights.
The view. I mean, you got to have the view.
No, John. And they make the elevators go kind of fast, so you're not on there all day.
Well, when you have a giant building like that with 100 floors, the elevators got to go fast. I mean, usually you have a big building like that. You have like an express elevator that goes from like floor. Then you have elevators that go from like floors like 20 to 40. Then you have with the bigger ones because
I don't know. I'll get paranoid. So I don't like heights and I don't like congestion. If I looked out the window, I'll start thinking about the Twin Towers or something. Like, I don't know. I will just. You said you went to that. What's that building? The Empire State Building. You've been there?
Yeah, I've also been to the Twin Towers before. That happened. But the Empire State. It's nice. I mean, if you want to go to the top of the Empire State Building, it'll cost you. God. Okay, so when Cody
first money.
Does it cost money? Are you kidding me? When Cody first moved here from Florida, what year was that? 2008. I took him to the city for the first time. He had never left Florida, so his mind was blown. He's like, oh my God. And I'm like, all right, let me take you to the top of the Empire State Building. And then I don't know what the prices are now, but in 2008, it cost $80. Was it per person? I think it was
For what? $80?
It was to get to like the 96th floor, and then for an additional 20, you can go to the tippy top. So obviously I'm like, let me just go to the tippy top and take them. I think it was expensive.
So look, you're telling me I have to pay money to go to the top of a roof, get scared out of my mind, get nauseous because it's so high up. I have to pay money for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You get to pay through the teeth. I mean, it's a lot, but it's worth it. It like for like a once in a lifetime type of thing. Pipsqueak, life goal: make New England and move down to the South. I already tried living in the South. I didn't like it. I tried living in Florida.
What did you hate about Florida? Florida's pretty.
It just my personality style did not fit in Florida. I'm a very New York, and like my sense of humor was not welcome by most Floridians. Yeah. It was just like I plus like I missed the seasons. You know, it's always hot. We lived in South Florida, so I mean Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and my biggest issue, well, one of them was like Christmas time, because in Christmas, you know, there should be snow and it should be cold, and you know, to see palm trees like decorated with Christmas lights, and I was like, no. I'm like, this is all wrong. This is unacceptable. I can't have this. It was just not.
Yeah, it's supposed to be snow. It's supposed to be cold. Yeah. Santa's not supposed to be at the beach.
Yeah, no, like, you know, let's go surfing. It's Christmas Eve. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I like forcing.
Yeah. So but you know, I'm a northerner. I like this area, so that's where I should stick.
You're never gonna move, John?
No. I've moved, like, you know, and I've tried different places out. And every time I've ever moved away from New York, I have always missed it. And like no other place that I lived was ever like home to me, or ever felt like I was home. So I have to stick where like I feel right. And you know, I was younger, I traveled, I did things, and now I'm here.
I'm moving to Aruba.
Yeah, okay.
He said Aruba.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
That's funny.
What are you gonna say?
I was gonna say New Yorkers always act like they're the best. Like it's the best place in the world. You have to admit it, John. They're like, oh, you know, we do this, we do that. They always talk about it, and it's like, okay, get over yourself. Okay, you're from New York.
We're just like our own little breed of people, I think. You know, you know, I'll give you for instance. Okay, and people say like that New Yorkers are rude, and like, you know, but you know, I can go to the mall, right, and go to a clothing by myself, and go to a clothing shop, and I'll be like in the dressing room, I'll be trying a shirt on or whatever, and I could turn around to a complete stranger, and I've done this plenty of times, and I'm like, what do you think of this? And you know, they'll be like, oh, you know, you could have a conversation with a complete stranger. Mm-hmm. I tried that in Florida once. I was at the Town Center Mall in Boca, and I forgot I was in like, I don't know if I was in Macy's or Burdines or one of those Florida stores. And I looked at some woman, and I'm like, what do you think of this shirt on me? And she looked at me like I had 10 heads, like I was gonna like rob her. I was like, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I thought security was gonna come after me.
Well, she was trying to tell you it was ugly.
I guess so. Maybe that was like the
words, because the shirt was ugly. So she's like, I have no words.
So I don't know. I just fit in best here. I've been to the Keys. I've been to Key West. I love Key West. That's nice.
My parents actually have cottages down there that they rent out. Yeah.
So, I mean,
Key West is going to have a new spinoff of the Jersey Shore called The Keys. Did you see that on MTV?
Yeah.
There's never going to be a big hit like Jersey Shore was.
No. Like they have like that Floribama show that I heard things.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, no. Yeah. Mm-mm.
I never watched one episode of it at all.
It wasn't
watching. I'm like,
I saw one showing of it, and like I was like, this is boring, but I like the little chunky blonde girl. I don't know what her name is, but she was really, really fun. She was funny too.
Do you guys remember when Jersey Shore first came on? I was so hooked. It was ridiculous.
Everybody was, especially like, you know, in this area. That was like, oh my God, you know, it was insane.
Oh yeah, you live in, yeah, that's right.
And then when they would come down here and film like this, like, you know, down in where they filmed over in Seaside, it was like a zoo. I mean, plus, like, you know, Seaside used to have
down and like it was a mosh pit. Like I'm trying to like
remember, like back before they even had Jersey Shore, like MTV used to have like their summer house.
Yeah, I remember that.
And that would be on the boardwalk at Seaside Heights. That was a good time. And then you know who used to dance on the summer house was Amber Marchese from Future. Amber Marchese was a summer house dancer way before she was ever on New Jersey.
Wow.
A little fun fact. There you go. You're welcome.
I know.
Amber Marchese, probably the least liked person from season 6 of Housewives.
But now that you're from that area, are you over Jersey Shore? Are you over going to the beach?
No, like, you know, I grew up on an island, right? So like I've always had water around me. I grew up on Long Island. I pretty much lived on Long Island with the exception when I lived in Florida. But when I lived in Florida, I lived 3 blocks from the beach. You know, so like I've always been close to water. I don't think I could, you know, I could be landlocked. I don't know. The only time we ever were landlocked was when we were like in Nebraska for 3 weeks, and that was pretty much it. So I think that I love to go to the beach. I love to see the water and the ocean and smell the air and all that.
Yeah. I grew up around water too.
How do you like being not near it?
Well, I mean, I feel like Vegas is like what LA used to be.
Well, what is it, like 4 hours to get to the ocean? Like, what is it to get to like the beach in California? How long of a drive is that?
It's supposed to be 3 hours, but there's always going to be traffic. In LA's traffic is about as bad as New York. Because when I did go to New York, I would get stuck in traffic and taking cabs and stuff like that. It was just ridiculous.
Oh, the traffic here is a nightmare.
Insane.
It is the worst.
It's the worst.
I know LA has bad traffic. I haven't been to LA in like, I don't know, 20 years. I've been there in a long time. But I remember being there and then I'm like, this is just as bad as New York. This is awful.
It's called a parking lot. They call them freeways, but it's a parking lot.
And Miami had pretty bad traffic too.
Yeah.
But those are like, you know, big cosmopolitan cities. I was going to ask you something about something and I forgot. And now I can't remember it. It was really good too. It was about Beverly Hills. Shit. What was I going to say? I totally.
Well, speaking of Beverly, what is BravoCon? What is it?
Oh, that was it. BravoCon. Thank you.
What is it?
Okay, so it's like Comic-Con, right?
Like what?
Like Comic-Con, like when all the people dress up as superheroes and shit like that, and you meet like, you know, the Avengers, and you meet all the people from like, you know, all the fantasy movies. You know what Comic-Con is, right?
I might be too old.
Okay, yeah, Comic-Con is like a big thing where they have it in, you know, LA and New York and.
Now I think I seen an episode of Hugh Hefner, the Bunny Girls, with Holly was dressed in like Star Trek or something like that. The Girls Next Door. Yeah, the Girls Next Door. Did you watch that show?
Oh my God,
I love that.
Funny story about the Girls Next Door. So when that show was on, my grandmother loved it so much. I would come, like I was in college at that time, and I'd come over and visit her, and I'd see like, you know, I'm like, what are you watching? She's like, the Girls Next Door. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. And then like the next time I came over, there was like a copy of Playboy on the coffee table. So I said,
your grandmother had a copy of Playboy?
She just subscribed to it. She's like, I don't want to miss any of this action. So then she started getting Playboy. I guess I'm like, are you reading them for the articles? I hope, like, you know.
Your grandmother?
Yeah,
That's
she
so
would.
funny.
You know, when she's like, I got my drive from her. When she invests herself in something, she goes like full throttle. You know, she
Oh,
she doesn't
God.
want to miss a beat. And she raised me, so I'm really her grandson. But Comic-Con is pretty much, you know, people from Harry Potter or the event, the X-Men movie or whatever sci-fi fantasy thing. They're all in one big giant room. Right. And you go in and you meet everybody. And then they have like exhibits and stuff you could buy. So pretty much BravoCon is the same thing. They have every, you know, so they had.
So were we supposed to dress up like Teresa Giudice or something?
No. I mean, I could put a wig on maybe and try to be Teresa. But pretty much it's like the same idea. So you meet all the housewives. They're all there, like past and present. And they have panels and discussions and yeah, like I tried to go for the first one. Those tickets sold out in like 5 seconds.
Well, can we get tickets now?
And they have different packages. Like there was like, you know, 3 different tiers. Like the first tier was like general admission. Then they had like, you know, a VIP tier. Where like you could have meet and greets with the cast and stuff like that. Then you had like, you know, the super duper like
what if we went there and they were
money.
What if we went and they were like, you know what you said about me?
That's also listen.
I'm not signing your whatever you want.
Well, did you see Girls Trip?
No.
Oh my God, it reminds me of that part when Queen Latifah is at that party and because Queen Latifah ran a gossip blog in Girls Trip. Yeah. You never saw Girls Trip? Oh my God. When you get off this live, you have to go put it on TV. It's always on demand somewhere and watch it. And you're gonna piss your pants. It's like one of the funniest movies ever made. And Queen Latifah runs a gossip blog and they're at Essence Fest, right?
Oh, the Essence Festival.
So this woman the celebrity that Queen Latifah was dogging walks up to her and she goes, "Don't you know who I am?" So that made me think of that because she fought Queen Latifah and that part.
That could be us, John. I mean, we can't like.
I want Lisa Rinna to throw a glass of wine in my face, or Brandy Glanville.
Be careful what you wish for; you just might get it.
But it would be fun. But I know the tickets go very fast, depending on go with Stephanie. No, Stephanie is from 90 Day Fiance. People would not know who Stephanie was from Bravo. You know, don't forget Bravo people see TLC as a step down. They're like TLC. You know, that's a step down for Bravo people.
Seriously?
Oh yeah. I mean, you know.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. I mean, wouldn't you rather be on Bravo over TLC?
Yeah, any day because of the money.
Yeah. I mean, that's NBC. You got that good NBC money there. So I would take Bravo over TLC in a hot minute. And then I wouldn't have to resort to doing OnlyFans after my time was up because at least Bravo pays you, and I wouldn't have to like start an OnlyFans account to keep up my lifestyle.
Someone said 90 Day people are poor. That's so funny. That's so messed up, but true.
I mean, but for the most part, it's it's true. I mean,
what about WeTV? Do they pay over there? No, because that's Love After Lockup. They don't get paid over there. We
got to get like a Mama June. Isn't Mama June on WeTV?
Yeah, now she gets paid. Yeah, but not like Love After Lockup.
And does Love After Lockup pay well? Because that's Sharp, and that's the same company.
No, not at all.
But
John, why won't you watch Love After Lockup? Think about the premise. A bunch of people that's been in jail, a bunch of jailhouse. You have to have drama in your life to even go to jail. So they're, a bunch of robbers, dealers, users. It's great. It's action-packed drama.
I will try it. I don't know. There's so much on.
And none of them have agents, so they always want to do interviews. It's crazy. And then they'll argue with each other. It's crazy.
Well, from the few people I've met from Love After Love, I could say that it's
crazy.
It's a mixed bag. I'll just say that.
It's crazy. It's really crazy. It's so good.
I've had, a little bit of correspondence with some of them, and they are all characters. I will say that.
All of them. Because innocent people don't go to jail. Like you have to have drama to go to jail. Like I was talking, well, like they have crazy things happen to them. I'll just say that. Like I was talking to one of them one day and I was like, this is true. Let me try to make it where you, so I was talking to them on the phone and they were like, I'll be back. I have to go make a run. And I was
Pick
like,
up something?
huh?
Pick up something?
Yeah. and then they came back, oh, you know, like they act like it's normal. Like, huh? I'm thinking, what? It's crazy. I love it.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much 90 Day Fiance stuff to keep up with, and then Housewives. But I think I'm going to let New York fall by the wayside because I can't. That was more painful than to watch an episode of Dallas.
Oh my, I never, ever got into Dallas. Never. I mean, I watched it a couple times when Leanne was on the show.
I like Leanne. I actually tried to watch for Leanne too because she followed me, and I'm like, all right, I'll give it a shot, and I couldn't.
Yeah, but Beverly Hills is going to be great, isn't it?
So do you think that Sutton is a good dresser because she has her fashion businesses, right?
Yeah.
Do you think, but she doesn't dress well?
No, not at all.
Who do you think's a better dresser, Giselle or Sutton?
Is that a joke?
Who's better,
Giselle
from Potomac or Sutton?
Listen, Sutton is nice and all of that and down to earth, but come on, John.
So you think Giselle dresses better than Sutton?
Way better, I do.
Ooh, I wish we could get Karen on here right now, so she could throw some shade at Giselle.
Actually, Karen is my favorite housewife now that Lisa Vanderpump is gone. What do you think about Karen?
I like Karen. I only started watching Potomac last season because Potomac and Dallas were all on my I don't watch list.
Yeah.
And then all that stuff with Candace and Monique, I'm like, oh, what's this all about?
Wasn't that good?
But then I went back and I watched all the old seasons, and I'm like, ooh, okay, I like this show now. Potomac got a thumbs up from me. I love Karen.
I love Karen.
She is funny as hell. I love her confessionals. I think she is. I want to be her friend. Like I would just want to sip on a drink next to her and hear what she has to say.
So tell me all the housewives that it's not going to work because you kind of know. Never mind.
Wait, what?
Which ones that you think you would be friends in real life? But I can't ask you that question because you are actually friends with some of them in real life. So,
well, we won't talk about Jersey because that's I think for New York, I would want to be friends with Sonia.
Sonia?
Because she's
she's a partier, huh?
Yeah, she's like a free spirit.
Yeah, I like her.
And I would want to be friends with Bethany.
Totally. Well, Bethany has a complicated personality. She's not going to baby you. If you stub your toe, she's going to get over it. Why are you crying?
You have to be in the position not to let Bethany get you like that. You think I'm not going to let Bethany come up on me. I'm going to make sure that when I'm around Bethany, we're going to laugh at you together, and you're not going to laugh at me by my. You know what I mean?
You know who else would be a good friend? Jill Zarin.
Oh, I love Jill. So many people hate Jill. I love Jill. I was hoping that they were going to bring her back every season, especially when Carol left. But
they're just being mean to Jill at this point. Jill needs to come back. They're just being mean.
Well, once Bethany was gone, that should have opened the door for Jill to come back. I don't understand why she's not at least not a friend anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it for New York.
I miss Bobby.
Oh, Bobby was such a sweetheart. Everybody can say that Bobby was a sweetheart.
Yeah.
John, what was the scoop that you started to talk about in the beginning of this video? I don't think I had a scoop. I think I started in the beginning of this video saying I got nothing to talk about. We're just gonna play fast and loose. That's what we're pretty much been doing.
I don't think anybody gives reviews the way that we do. We just talk.
And we're so amazing.
We just talk about it oh, did you see this? Yeah.
And then let's see. For Atlanta, my answer would be Kenya.
John.
We
gotta meet Kenya one day, just so you and Gabor can shut up. I mean, Gabor's you guys bonded. Oh, go ahead, Gabor. Go ahead, John. Oh my God.
I can just imagine if me and Gabor were on Lana with Kenya, the shade we would all throw at everybody. We would be like the mean girls. That would be it.
Yeah.
I could just see us all together, having a good old time. But Atlanta, like who else? Like Cynthia's a bore. Candy's boring. I would hang out with Portia. I like Portia.
I like Portia.
Nene.
Oh yeah, the funnest. Yeah.
And Tootie only if she's on the roller skates from the Facts of Life.
Mother Tootie Kimsfield. She was on Watch What Happens Live the other day. Did you see her?
Oh, what was it like last week? Because I have to watch it.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only Tootie fan. Like I was, you know. What about Claudia? How about Claudia?
Oh, I can't stand her. Oh my God, I don't like her. Oh, she's just ew. So she did an interview with Dom. She's just ugh.
Okay. Beverly Hills, I think I would want to hang out with now. Kim Richards. I think that Kim Richards would be a hell of a time.
Yeah.
And you know, just a good old fashioned, like, let's get shit faced and paint the town red with all your money.
What about Brandy? Did you ever watch what's it called? Marriage Boot Camp. That's the name of the show. When Brandy's dad called her said she was a prostitute.
Was that the same one when Amber Marchese and her husband were on there? Was that the same show?
Well, Amber from Teen Mom was on there.
I'm talking about Amber from Jersey and Jim.
I can't remember if they were on there or not.
I think they were on Marriage, but no, I don't remember that about Brandy. See, Kim is sober now. What a bore. You know, like we don't want no sober Kim. Like, you know, good for Kim that she's sober and healthy, blah, blah, blah. But I'm not watching Beverly Hills for sober Kim. Just like I'm bored with Leah on New York. Like I don't want to watch sober Leah. I barely want to watch Leah as it is. But you know, at least drunk Leah was entertaining. I'm watching TV for a reason.
Oh, wouldn't you want to hang out with drunk Jennifer from Jersey?
Yes, and I'll hang out with drunk Luann.
Yeah,
I'll hang out with drunk Ramona.
Not drunk Ramona. Ramona's just too annoying, John.
If we amp it up to the drunk level, there's a lot more housewives I'll hang out with if they're drunk because then the stuff will be coming out. Hey Kim, I met Bethany at her first Skinny Girl tasting at the AMP at Greenwich. There it is, the AMP at Greenwich.
Greenwich.
She was hilarious, and no one knew her, and she was sitting there by herself. Oh my God, you should have called me.
Oh wow.
AMP is a supermarket, by the way, to people who don't know that. It's the Atlantic and the Pacific. That's what that means.
Oh.
Because the point of me going live is not only for entertainment, but to educate you. So that's...
Bethany's really cool, but there's rumors that she's moving to Boston. Have you heard that?
Have you watched her reality show on HBO?
Oh no, is it on?
Yeah, I think the season finale is on tonight or some crap like that.
Is it good?
I didn't watch it. Like it's on HBO Max, which I have, and then I'm like, oh, well, let me watch this, and then I completely forgot about it until I saw a post today about it being about it ending. I'm like, oh, that was quick.
Yeah.
But Leah is like, if I want, Leah's boring.
She's boring. I like her sister.
I don't like any of them. Like, get rid of Leah. Like that, New York just sucks. I'm sorry.
It was bad. Did you see what I was talking about when I kept saying it's bad?
How fast that show fell and plummeted is crazy. I thought OC plummeted. No,
OC needs to be canceled.
So does New York.
So does New York. It is what it is. Yeah.
I mean, unless they bring back all the old timers, which I've been saying over and over again, bring back Vicky, bring back Tamara, bring back Bethany, bring back Jill. And they're not. Bethany just said that,
she'll never come back.
That, being a housewife ruined her career.
Yeah. Give her a couple years. She might change your mind, maybe.
I think that's it. Oh, but what about, wait, hold on. Pink Flamingo. Is it true that Kim Z is coming back to Atlanta since Tardy for the Party is canceled? You know anything about that, Sherelle?
Yeah, I did a video about it. So Kim Zolciak Bierman is one of Andy's favorite housewives. That's why that terrible show stayed on so long.
7 seasons.
8 seasons.
Oh my God, even worse.
It was horrible. But without that show, she needs money. Kim doesn't know how to manage money. Allegedly, I'll put it that way. She's always getting sued by a credit card company. You didn't pay your American Express bill. So I think he'll bring her back. I really do.
And now that Nene's, well, you know, last time Kim was on as a friend, she was at odds with Nene and Kenya. So Nene's gone. Yeah. So then all she really has to deal with is Kenya.
But she'll have a hard time. Here's the problem. During the last time that she was on the show at the reunion, all the black people started calling her racist. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Except for Sheree. I don't see her facing, well, maybe if they fire Kandi.
No, is Kandi gone because Phaedra's back?
Well, that's the rumor. Okay, so listen to this, John. Tell me what you think. So remember when Phaedra was on season 9 and allegedly Carlos told her, the producer Carlos King, told her that they wanted to drug and rape Kandi. I mean, Portia, remember that?
No. Yes, but Kandi wanted to do that to Portia, yeah.
Right, wanted to do that to Portia. Kandi's best friends with Tiny, who is getting in trouble for drugging and raping. Oh,
yeah, well, it's fine, whatever.
Drugging and taking advantage of people. So, could there have been some truth to what Phaedra was talking about? This is a deep topic. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know if I want to dance around that.
I'm just saying it's a coincidence that your best friend Kandi is being accused 14 times, 14 people saying that you slipped something in their drink and gave it to them and then took advantage of them. That's
because they got Cosby'd.
They're their modern day Cosby, her and T.I. Mm-hmm.
That's insane.
Weird. That's insane. What makes somebody do something like that? You're out of your mind.
I've been saying for the longest time that the only way Kandi will ever be interesting again is if Phaedra's back. Yeah. And like if Kandi really runs off the show, which I can't see Kandi and her ego leaving the show just because Phaedra is back in some capacity.
So this is extreme behavior, John. Why does she keep running from Phaedra? She says she will quit the show if Phaedra comes back.
Then Phaedra must have something on her. I mean,
it sounds like it, but I don't want to start any drama. But I'm just saying it's really suspicious. She's doing everything to avoid Phaedra.
I would like to see Phaedra back. So was that not a lie then?
Well, that's what I did a video on yesterday. Everyone was calling in like, we believe it. It sounds suspicious, but Tiny's being accused of the same exact thing that her best friend was being accused of. That's crazy.
Can I mention what Gabor said earlier when we were backstage about the toe?
What did he say?
About the toe and the pussycat?
Oh yeah, I did a video about that. I think
Gabor had me dying.
Isn't he just the funniest thing? But he tells the truth. I love Gabor. You, Gabor, Perry. We laugh like we do backstage, so it's just chemistry there.
But who was it? Was it T.I. or Tiny that put?
It was T.I.
that put. So we were talking backstage. Gabor was like, "Well, it's heard that allegedly that T.I. put
his toe
up in
the privates." Put it like something's wrong with T.I. People are like, oh, he just likes to be intimate. No, you're strange. That's a lot of people.
I mean, everybody's got their certain fetishes. So
that's jailhouse behavior. If you slip something in my drink, I'm calling the cops on you. Like, it's weird.
What if someone slipped a digit in your? What if someone slipped a toe in you? How about that?
I saw you cracking up. You were cracking up.
I was dying. Oh my God. All right. So I don't even know how we got. Oh, Kim Z. So is Kim Z going to be back on?
I think so. I really do. But according to her, she's going to get a spinoff called the Bierman Bunch. She's so delusional.
Why do they keep giving her?
No one's gonna pick that show up. That's called Party for the Tardy or whatever it's called.
Does she still have Croy
Yeah.
picking her up and driving her places and that Croy? When Nene used to say Croy, when Nene used to say
Thing
Croy's
with
name, it
Kim
was driving
Zolciak,
crazy.
have you noticed she never got criticized for taking someone's boyfriend? She never got criticized for it.
What?
How does
Close
she get away with
your
it?
legs to married men?
Yeah, I know. Like she'll just borrow him if he's taken. She
What was
does
the
it
first
every
guy?
time.
Big Papa? Big was it
Big
Big
Papa was married, remember?
Yeah.
And then he gave her engagement ring. I think he forgot to tell his wife. It's really weird.
See, this is why they need to bring back all the old timers.
Yeah.
Because that was when the shows were good. And all these newbies suck.
Well, are you going to watch what they call it, a All-Stars?
Boring.
You think it's going to be boring?
I think it's already going to be boring. Okay.
They say that Kenya and Ramona are going to go at it.
Yeah, that'll probably be like the highlight of the whole thing. But let's talk about who they brought. Luann, Yawn, and Ramona. If they needed to bring Bethany and Ramona. I mean, who wants to see Lou? Or bring like, Sonia. Sonia is at least a part, Lou parties. But I thought them. Then Teresa and Melissa, Yawn.
Don't underestimate it. Do you remember when Kenya did a episode of Celebrity Apprentice with Vivica Fox?
Oh, yes, honey.
great.
Oh, yes. Listen, Celebrity Apprentice was like,
before, it was so good.
I loved every season of
It was
Celebrity
so
Apprentice.
good.
I watched that show like crazy. And they had a lot of housewives. Lisa Rinna was on it.
Nene, remember Nene quit early because she
Yep.
got mad?
I'm cashing Trump checks. Remember that? Yep. Remember that?
Yeah.
Brandy Glanville was on there. What other housewives are on there? Oh, Claudia. Claudia Jordan was your
She
favorite.
was
Claudia,
with Nene, right? Yeah.
yeah. And
Do you
Teresa
remember
was on
being
there.
included under Vivica? These hot flashes are driving me crazy.
That's the one time I will give my girl Kenya a bit of a hard time because we all know. So to you guys who don't know who are watching, okay, so Kenya and Vivica A. Fox were on the same team on Celebrity Apprentice, and Vivica and Kenya could not stand each other.
Toxic trick.
So allegedly, but not really, but allegedly, Kenya stole Vivica's phone, went on Twitter, and started tweeting things as Vivica to the world. Like, Kenya tweeted, "Damn, these hot flashes got me going, and I can't keep up with this." I mean, it was gold.
And then Trump goes, "Who would tweet that about themselves, Kenya?"
Yeah. And Kenya's like, "I don't know. Like, I don't know." And then Kenya wound up getting fired. And then when Kenya walks out of the boardroom, Vivica's like, "Bye, trick." It was like,
No, my favorite Celebrity Apprentice was Joan Rivers.
oh yeah.
Oh, we miss Joan.
Oh my God! Remember when Melissa got fired and she lost her shit? It was Joan and Melissa on that season, and Melissa got fired and she lost her shit. That's why The Apprentice was such good TV.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Those
great.
were the good old days. Yeah.
I miss those days. That's what, like,
Did you watch Celebrity Apprentice with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Oh,
I didn't watch that.
It was not the same at all.
It was like when Martha Stewart had her apprentice. I didn't watch that either because I don't know. Say what you want. Before he was president, Trump was a pretty good reality TV.
Did you watch it when he had this guy named George on there and a girl named
Caroline, George and Caroline?
Yeah.
I've been watching The Apprentice, but like since it started, I've always enjoyed those shows.
Yeah.
And then he got rid of George and Carolyn and then brought Ivanka
his
and
kids in. And here's his kids. Yeah, you had to do it, Dad. You had to do it.
Yeah, no, I loved it. I wish that it was still. I was hoping kind of when he lost that maybe he'd come back and start doing the shows again, but I guess not.
No, but I don't think Donald will ever do TV again. But who could we get to be The Apprentice now?
I don't think it'll ever be the same. I know, I tread lightly because I never try to talk about politics or anybody, but I think it was his show. I don't think anybody could ever replace him as you know, where he's like, "You're fired." You know, it was,
Fired.
yeah, like it was really good.
It was a good show. It was a good show.
Wait, is he coming back? Do we know this? Wait, Sample says he's coming back. Wait, as president or apprentice? Wait, what?
How can he come back? He's president now.
No, he was. No, Biden's president now.
No, but I'm saying once you become president, you start giving speeches at colleges and stuff like that. No one ever went back to television. Well, we never had.
He was making bank off that show.
Yeah.
Well, not like he needs some money, but I would have went back to it. But I think he's going to run again, so probably may not want to go back to TV. I don't know.
But we never had a president that was on TV.
Well, not true. Ronald Reagan.
That's right.
Ronald Reagan
was an actor.
Yeah. He was like in those Bozo the Clown. What's it called? You had the monkey or something like that back in the day. So
and Nancy Reagan was a actress too.
Yeah, Ronald and Nancy Reagan. They were both actors, and yeah. So
I don't know about that.
See, I have a history major, so I do retain some things.
Yeah.
So
do you know all your presidents in order?
Oh God, no. No. I can name all the states and the state capitals. But I could not do that.
I can name all the states and the state capitals. Isn't that weird how you don't forget that?
Yeah, it was drilled into my head. But I could probably name a lot of the presidents.
So what's the capital of Montana?
Helena.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
Montana.
No, what about North Dakota? Because those get confusing.
Bismarck.
What is it?
Bismarck.
You're good, John. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of Montana, well, no, let's not even talk about J-Lo and Ben Affleck, and their drama. Them getting back together.
Why? Just why?
In a way, I think it's kind of cute that they were
John, he has problems. He's not a good husband. Just ask Jennifer Gardner.
I know, but when they were first together, when Jenny from the Block was like the song on the radio back in 2002, 20 years ago, I was in college, and I thought oh, what a cute couple. And seeing them together again right now, makes me feel young again in some weird way.
Until he takes off for a couple days and heads to the casino and goes on a booze binge and everything. He's too much. He's like
a dick. I think his ego is super big, and he really thinks the world of himself. But I do like seeing them together because it reminds me of a simpler time. That's it.
Until he cheats on her again. He's going to do it again, John. He will.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
But I would consider Ben Affleck a A-list actor.
Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's pretty much, yeah.
I mean, he's got a couple Oscars, and
But I like the other guy, Matt Damon, better.
I like Matt Damon a whole lot more than I like Ben Affleck.
Yeah, me too.
I think Matt Damon was always the more fun one, and yeah. But all right, so I want to talk about one more thing. I had guys when I first started this live. I told Sherelle and I told a couple people, I'm going live at 9:00, and I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to talk about.
Yeah.
And then before we started live, we were backstage, and me and Sherelle, I'm like, I don't know what we're going to say. So here we are, an hour later. And we've been keeping it going. So high five to us and the people in the comments for keeping this going.
We talk too much.
Well, listen, we're in the right field. So lastly, let's talk about Stephanie from 90 Day Fiancé, because she's in so much trouble.
She's in so much trouble.
So
why did she do that?
I want to talk about. Okay, so I did a live, I think a couple of nights ago, about Stephanie when that news broke. And the Attorney General she went on camera saying you don't got 90 days this time, you only got 10 to do something. And Stephanie's like, I don't know. It's so crazy. So allegedly Stephanie, or not allegedly, because I think it's fact.
It's fact.
Went on how I understand some type of QVC type of infomercial you know, when you're watching like regular TV and like at 3 o'clock in the morning and like the infomercials start.
Infomercial, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess during that, and I'm trying to find this infomercial because I want to see it. Where she was saying, oh, like, you know, just come to Skin Envy, like, you know, if you get like our anti-injection aging injections, like it'll make you 20 years younger and you won't get corona. And she's in a lot of trouble for it. And the AG is after her, the Attorney General, you know, and she has very little time. So I guess either Stephanie has to make a public statement saying that she was full of shit.
It's so crazy. And why hasn't she made the statement, John?
I don't know. But last night she made some type of Stephanie statement. So let me read Stephanie's statement last night. I will do in my best Stephanie voice
she made
for you guys. Statement.
Okay, go ahead.
So hold on. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the truthful story every time after all? Me. Since so many will need convincing, it's time to put my money where my mouth is. $10,000 to the person who could find words from my mouth saying what is being spread. Dumbass quotes don't count. Princess spills her own tea. Good luck, and again, it must be exactly what is being spread. Contrived interpretations need not apply.
Wait, John, she's trying to say that she never said these things?
She is doubling down and saying that she...
How can you? She's calling the Attorney General a liar? I mean, what, right?
I don't know. I listen.
What is she doing?
Let me check her page right now. Let me see if she said anything else. No, it's not. And she has so she has 27 comments. Not a lot of comments. Okay, so Stephanie has 136,000 followers. Okay, and only 27 comments on this post. That's a huge red flag right there. So I guess, you know, everybody has their diehard fans. Just keep speaking your truth. The haters will find a way to hate. You know, it's
those aren't fans. Those are conspirators that want her to go to jail. You cannot call the Attorney General a liar.
I mean, like, I think most people are like getting away from this.
Yeah.
But like, if you look at Stephanie's last post where I read that off of, I mean, 27 comments. That is not a good sign. I'm just saying. And whatever. So, yeah, good luck, Stephanie. You know,
Let's talk about how crazy Stephanie is. What is she doing, John?
In terms of
pissing off an attorney general. She's calling the attorney general a liar.
And like the attorney general wrote her, like there was a letter that I posted yesterday from her office. Then the attorney general went on the news. And they are mad. They're mad at Stephanie. And all Stephanie has to do is retract what she's, from my understanding of what I've read and seen. All Stephanie has to do is retract what was said about the injections, and Stephanie is doubling down. You guys are crazy. I'm not gonna say that. So
she's crazy. She's playing Russian roulette with her career. What are you doing?
I mean, she went on the show to promote her career because you know Stephanie claimed that once she was filming, she had already broken up with Ryan, so that they were already done, but the show still wanted her to film. So, and I watched Stephanie's own sofa tell-all pillow talk, whatever the fuck she did. And she was like, but, I have a business, so I wanted to make sure that I promoted my business. That way I would make money that way. And she goes, and it did. And she goes, my business is taking off, good for me. Hurrah, hurrah. But it, just like the rest of everything Stephanie related, it is messy as fuck.
My gosh, this girl's out of her mind. You just can't just disregard the
could you imagine if she went on a TV, whether it's an infomercial or not, right? It's a network, Hi, everybody. This is Stephanie from 90 Day Fiance, and I have like some good news. My anti-aging injections cure cancer.
Oh my god!
Could you imagine?
Yeah, I mean, it probably went down like that, like crazy.
Or like my anti-injection cure AIDS. Just you'll look younger and you'll be disease-free at the end of your session with me.
Did you see how mad the attorney general was?
She was mad. That attorney general needs to be on her own reality TV show because I would watch that every day.
She was mad. Like, what are you doing? Oh my gosh.
Like she's a character. I like that Michigan AG. I have to say, she was like, I'm not fucking around. So good for her.
She scared me.
And Stephanie is running out of time. I mean, let me look at the date of this letter. Hold on.
John, you got to do a Stephanie countdown. One day.
I should, right?
Yeah.
No deal.
Oh, no.
No, the AG. No deal.
Well, basically, that's what Stephanie's saying when she's saying, prove to me that I said that.
Okay, so that was dated May 17th from the Attorney General's office at the letter to Stephanie. So it's now, what is it, the 20th today?
Yes, 3 days ago.
Yeah, so you got 7 days left. 10
How many
days
days they give her?
10 days from the date of her
7
notice.
days left.
So she got a week left to come up with something.
Wow, she's out of her mind.
And I think that's it. I think for like us having no material at all when we first started, I think we did pretty good. What do you say?
We're like Seinfeld. Remember how
Right?
you said it shows about nothing?
It's a show about nothing. See, and that's why New Yorkers are so great because we could do that.
Yeah,
And that's how you bring something full circle. What?
Off the rails again. We talked about Beverly Hills for like 5 minutes. Yeah.
No, I think we talked about Beverly Hills and then just about everything else. We talked about BravoCon. We talked about Jersey and other things. So I think it was like a little poo-poo platter, just about everything.
It was fun. Yeah. Poo-poo platter was fun.
All right, so everybody, I want to thank you for coming on tonight. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. I'm so sick of wearing this hat, so I'll be done with this hat situation. Ugh, I can't take it anymore. So no more. Over it.
Hats.
Ugh, I hate it. So
are you gonna get blonde tips again?
What?
Blonde tips?
No. That was my 2001, 2002 look.
Yeah.
Should I bring the blonde tips back as a 42-year-old man? Yeah, no. I would make fun of myself. I would make fun of myself if I saw myself with blonde tips. So I'm like, look at this asshole.
Yeah.
Everybody have a great night. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for hanging out. 350 of you for a show about nothing.
Nothing.
I appreciate your loyalty and your comments, and thank you. And we will see you guys soon. Everybody, 1, 2, 3. Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.